Hi guys, it's Sydney. It's a little earlier, so I'm taking advantage of this really nice natural light. I'm actually home from school sick today. So I have not been feeling very well at all lately, but I'll take the downtime and the opportunity to talk about books and stuff. I have another book review for you today. Following along with my last video, I figured I'd review Insurgent. I picked this up as soon as I had seen the Divergent movie. I got it from the Barnes & Noble and my mom. It's the collector's edition. There are actually faction tattoos in the back, which you better believe I'm excited about. Also, the scene in Divergent where Four throws knives at Triss is told from Tobias's perspective in the back of this book, which was neat to read and totally prepares you for when Tobias has the opportunity to narrate some of Insurgent. So this is what we'll be talking about today, and if you're ready, we'll get started. While the main plot doesn't really develop till halfway, 3/4 of the way through the first book, you have a really good time reading about the history of the factions and fighting your way through initiation with Triss. Now, there is a plot that's relatively present throughout all of Insurgent, but the pace is much slower. You're constantly holding your breath, like maybe stuff starts now, and then it doesn't. Because of this, in order to keep track, you're constantly asking yourself questions like, what is actually going on? And who are the bad guys? Which side should I be rooting for? Which aren't bad questions. I just kept wishing something would happen. To add to the confusion, there's an awful lot of back and forth. So much traveling. The book begins and you're on your way to Amity. Then I think you go to Candor. You take a stop at the factionless safe houses. Back to Candor maybe. Then we go to Dauntless headquarters. Then we go to Erudite. Then we go back to the factionless safe houses. Some of us go to the Amity headquarters again. And then the book ends at Erudite. So yeah, did you follow that? Insurgent presented some conflict and tension between our favorite main couple, Triss and Tobias, which I'm starting to notice a trend in YA novels of a series. Usually the second book introduces discrepancy between the main couple. This one worked, however, with the whole Triss siding with Marcus and Tobias finding and kind of clinging to Evelyn. What was frustrating, though, was Tobias actually getting angry with Triss over keeping secrets or withholding information when he'd do just that to her. Not cool, dude. Not cool. But what was cool is they didn't actually break up. Despite all the arguing, they stayed together, stuck it out, and by the end of the book, things seemed to be resolved and headed in the right direction. Woo! Go Triss and Tobias! Edward makes a return early on in the book. He works for Evelyn, and Edward is angry. You find out that the interaction, if you will, between Peter and Edward in the first book, where Peter kind of takes a blunt butter knife to his eye, isn't warranted, but is kind of warranted. Apparently Edward, not the studious and determined to initiate I kind of pictured, actually egged Peter on. I can't remember if it goes into detail about what exactly Edward did to Peter, but it was interesting to find out he wasn't good to begin with, because he's certainly not good now. Upon arriving at Candor headquarters, the leader, Jack King, puts Triss and Tobias under truth serum to find out what actually happened while the Dauntless were under the attack simulation. There, the truth about Tobias' father is let out. The other members of Dauntless who were there to witness their trial have no compassion for Tobias, and in fact, quickly turn to mocking him. Tobias can only take this for so long before he waltzes up to his father and beats the hell out of him. To that I say, go Tobias! I would personally like to pat Peter on the back and give him a gold star for most improved, even though his reason for saving Triss isn't the best reason. The whole, I can't owe anyone anything. I'm gonna look past it. I'm gonna look past that. Also, on the topic of character development, Johanna Reyes. Freaking Johanna Reyes! I wasn't sure how I felt about her when the book began. I don't know, it just seemed as if something was off, but I think it was just Marcus, something is always off with Marcus. The comment she made to Evelyn at the very end about how those you try to oppress often become stronger than you'd like Man, can we talk about page 400? Do I even need another reason for why they should have waited till the Insurgent movie to have Triss say I love you? It's the most tender, beautiful thing, and we could have had that. We could have had that. Triss fighting Triss in that simulation room outside Janine's super secret office type thing was pretty cool. But seriously, how did Tori get through that? And speaking of Tori, after she kills Janine and returns to the Erudite's main lobby to, you know, give orders or whatever, and then Evelyn comes and she gives orders. For a second, I don't know who I dislike more until I realize it's Evelyn. It's Evelyn all the way. Dwelling on death for a second, holy cow, does Veronica Roth not have a problem killing off her characters? If you thought Divergent was bad, where you watch yourself grow somewhat attached to these characters only to read about their deaths, let me introduce you to Insurgent. I mean, let's see, we've got Max, Eric, Marlene, poor Araya, Fernando, who you know for all of like 10 pages, but I mean, your heart goes out to the guy, Janine, good riddance, and then Lynn, which, poor Araya again, also didn't see that lesbian thing coming, which is kind of surprising because I'm usually good at like picking things out like that. But I thought that was pretty cool. Going back to Marlene, not only do you feel really bad for Araya, you feel really bad for Lynn too, who she lost her love as well, and at the same time is grateful that her brother is still alive. After Tobias had forced Caleb to play the video that most of Abnegation had died trying to release and Janine had died trying to protect, my initial reaction was, were there people who took a small population of people, put them in the city, and just sit back and watch what happens, knowing that at some point they'd reach ruin? And at that point, would they hit reset only to watch it happen over again? Is this some form of entertainment? Are they playing a game of how long can they last this time? Until I kept reading and found out that the people outside the gate actually need the small population's help, especially when that small population reaches a large number of the Divergent, which something tells me it's about now. So I'm super interested to keep reading. I'm also super interested to find out who this Edith Pryor is. Overall, I definitely enjoyed this book. If you want a number rating, I think I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Totally recommend it. You should read it. I just started Allegiant. I'm about 100 pages in, so you best believe I'll be doing a review on that. Though I am planning on sticking a movie review in between this video and my next book review. So if you have a movie you'd like me to comment on, leave a comment down below. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a really nice day. We'll see each other soon. Bye! Page 400. He stares at me. I wait with my hands clutching his arms for stability as he considers his response. He frowns at me. Say it again. Tobias, I say. I love you.